will be eradicated.
To say you haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui is like saying you haven't felt real pride until your kids win their first grand final.
Hello! How are we all doing today? Welcome back to streaming with me on our Monday stream. We will be checking out a lot of the games that's been announced through Gamescom last week because we actually haven't been able to check out most of it. We had a lot of news to cover last week, so we've been slowly getting through it. Most of the streams was spent talking about Call of Duty, the whole Battlefield situation. We got more of that today as well. Yeah, we're not sick of it yet. And we do have a lot of games to check out today. I'm really excited to check those out. IGN released a gameplay hands-on preview for Resident Evil Requiem, which I am very keen to check out. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on with Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. We're going to be looking into that as well. Some Assassin's Creed news. We love Assassin's Creed here. And a lot of new games that we got bit of a sneak peek during the Gamescom opening night, but we haven't really seen a lot of, and we got some new additional information that we're going to be digging into today as well. What else have we got? We got we got another game that I just saw pop up yesterday, and I thought I should talk about. Don't think it's mainstream, but it's interesting nonetheless. And if you're tuning in from India, you might want to stick around for this one because this is from you guys. And I do have some thoughts. We starting to see a lot of games coming out from India, which is very interesting to see. So this is just another one of those, and it's releasing on PS5. So let's see how that game is as well. So yeah, there's a lot of games to check out, and one of my favorite games called High on Life 2. High on Life, the first one was one of my favorite games. The second one, I think, releasing early 2026. We got a little bit more information about that as well. Fun information about it. So we'll be talking about that a little bit as well. It's a crazy game. Um, so yeah, how's your weekend been? I hope you had a really fun weekend. As for me, I didn't really get up to much other than uh well, I went to go watch a movie with my missus. It was actually a Sinhala movie, a Sri Lankan movie, based. It's a biopic musical based on a Sri Lankan legendary singer. For those who don't know, Sinhala is the native language of Sri Lanka, which is where I'm from. So yeah, we went to check it out. It's been screening over here in Australia with limited screenings, which was really nice. So we managed to get a couple of seats and check it out over the weekend. It was really fun. Fun to hear the remakes of all these old gold tracks. So yeah, it was really fun. It's actually called Rhythm of the Guitar Clarence. Clarence is the singer's name. So it was really nice. Other than that, not much else happened. Just been trying to catch up with some of the games that we have. We've been playing a game called Herdling today. It actually came on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass. Well, I have PC Game Pass, so I have access to that. So I'm keen to check that out. It looks like a bit of a cozy game, so we'll be checking that out a little bit. So if you're interested to see what that's like, stick around. But yeah, we'll get into the news, the game news. But before I do that, I want to kind of try something today. Start moving on from today. I want to before we get into before we check out any new trailers, I'm gonna be guessing, like, one or two things about it before we drop in, and we're gonna see if it's right, and then like have like one word verdict after the trailer's dropped, or like after we check out the trailer. Before we get into it, we get into talk about it, we're gonna do one word verdict, and either that or like do a score out of 10 or something like that, and then we go talk about it, and then yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's get in. Before we actually do any of that, hang on, let's get into the Battlefield news today. So let's get into that first. Why is it not coming up? Display. Can't see anything. Weird. Automatic. What? Defaults. There you go. That's much better. All right, cool. Okay, so we have this news. Battlefield 6 movement mechanics nerfed. Bunny hop, sliding, and jump shots impacted. I don't know if I covered this in the last stream. I can't actually remember, but I wanted to talk about this just a little bit, because we had a fantastic couple of weekends just playing through Battlefield 6 open beta. Everyone jumped in. It made recorded history, which was amazing. And now the beta's over. Electronic Arts actually announced that they're doing major changes to Battlefield 6's movement mechanics, which is, I mean, it's kind of not unexpected, you know. Battlefield 6 open beta when we played. I mean, I'll just try to see what I have got here. Yeah. So we were playing a lot of Battlefield 6 until I respawn on you. I can hear myself through your chat. Oh, okay, I'll put this down.
Oh yeah, hang on, sorry.
Anyway, that's too loud. Why am I hearing myself? Yeah. Anyway, so we were playing a lot of the Liberation Peak and Siege of Cairo. It was really fun to play. But yeah, it was the problem. One of the problems that we had with the game was that movement system did feel a little bit too fast, and it did feel like that it was easier to bunny hop and do quick scope and slide and all that stuff that you normally can do in Call of Duty, which I guess if that's a playstyle that you go, it's fine. It is about player freedom, true, but fundamentally what Battlefield has been about is a more realistic, grounded gameplay compared to what COD has been doing. So I think a lot of the players, a lot of the hardcore Battlefield fans, a lot of the people who are coming back from previous Battlefield games did have an issue with the fact that it's not really playing the same with the same movement. The movement, don't get me wrong, the movement is actually vastly improved. Where they had, the whole I forgot what it's called, the tactical movement or some dynamic movement, whatever they want to call it. The whole reviving system, that was fantastic. Like, you could actually do it very smoothly now. Get your teammate out of harm's way, do it on the move. It's really fantastic. I think that's a huge improvement for sure. But in terms of being able to, bunny hop and slide and like quick scope, I think that did need to be a little bit more balanced. And I think that's what Electronic Arts doing here. They're adjusting it so that you can't really just go like running and gunning crazy like you do in COD, because that's not how this game is meant to be played. It's meant to be played like a tactical shooter where you do take your time, you plan your path, you sort of take your time with it, and that's how you're supposed to be playing it. And you don't see that a lot of that here. A lot of the people were playing it like COD, and I guess that could be a problem, because we don't want COD 2.0 with Battlefield. We want Battlefield, right? So that's essentially what Electronic Arts is saying here. So they're saying the bunny hopping, slide shooting, and jump shots will all be addressed by the incoming changes. And one of the key takeaways from the recent Battlefield 6 beta was that game's movement mechanics were far too easy to abuse and exploit. In some players, flying around with reckless abandon, getting on the nerves of hardcore fans worldwide. So this is the post. So they're saying movement mechanics have been adjusted to create a more balanced and traditional Battlefield experience. Momentum, especially horizontal speed, carried from a slide into a jump, has been reduced. There is now a greater penalty for consecutive jumps, which lowers jump height when jumps are spammed. Firing while jumping or sliding will result in increased inaccuracy. I think this is a great addition, to be honest. I think this needed to happen. of course, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be making noise about this change and maybe not happy, especially those people who are coming from Call of Duty. But I think the core player base, who are your Battlefield players, will be really happy to hear that. These changes are designed to make jumping and sliding more situational, so which is exactly what Battlefield gameplay is supposed to have been. So they are no longer ideal options for engaging in gunfights and will contribute to a gameplay pace that rewards skillful movement without becoming too fast or unpredictable. This is exactly what Battlefield play should be. Parachute physics have also been retuned with reduced initial acceleration and opening the parachute for more controlled aerial movement. And yeah, that's great. I think as a Battlefield fan and as a long-time Battlefield player, I think that is a great addition. I have no issue with this. I think this would actually balance the gameplay a lot more, and probably gonna turn away a lot of the hardcore Call of Duty people who were hoping to play it like COD. Probably gonna turn those people away. I don't mind that, you know. I'm actually happy about that. Not that I welcome everybody. It's not a problem. But if you're not gonna play it the way it's supposed to play, then you have options. You have a Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming, which you can play exactly like that. So even has wall running and jetpack jumps and all that. So go over there. Yeah. So I think that's a great addition. Do let me know what you guys think, because I would like to hear from you. If you think that's something that if they've overdone it, or if you think that that's something they should have just kept as is, and if that the movement was good enough and they shouldn't have messed with it. Whatever you think, let me know, and we'll talk about it. Always open for a chat. All right. The next piece of news is about Assassin's Creed Mirage. What do you guys think that's about? It's about Mirage, yeah. It's not about Shadows. Interestingly enough, it's about Mirage, which came. Was it about a year before Shadows? When did it come? Assassin's Creed Mirage. What, Mirage? Mirage. Assassin's Creed Mirage release date. It came on 5th of October 2023. Yeah. So yeah. And then this came just this year March. So it's been a while. It's at this point almost 2 years old. So yeah, we're talking about almost a 2-year-old game, and I just saw this pop up yesterday. Yeah, August 23rd. No, 2 days ago. So yeah, I'll save this to talk about it here. Assassin's Creed Mirage players, we have a surprise coming your way later this year. New story chapter and mission set in 9th century Al-Ula. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but yeah, Al-Ula. I looked it up before when I was reading this, and it is Al-Ula is an ancient city. It's an ancient Arabian oasis city and governorate located in Medina province, Saudi Arabia. So yeah, it's an ancient city, which makes sense because that's what these are normally set in. So new story chapter and mission set in a entirely new story location, and gameplay improvements for the base game and the new location, all for free. For a 2-year-old game, even after new Assassin's Creed has dropped, They are dropping new content, even with new chapters and stories and new locations, all that for free. This is very unlike Ubisoft to do, because they notoriously love to just milk whatever they can out of players. So one's got to wonder, why is this happening? So I dug in a little bit, and before I have done it, other people have done. So Game Rant has actually exposed this little bit of information, which I saw pop up on Reddit as well, but I'll just refer to this, it's easier. It's basically saying Savvy Games reportedly finance a new Assassin's Creed Mirage DLC. So that's why we're getting free stuff. So let's dig in a little bit what that means. So according to what it says here, we can see. Yeah. The upcoming DLC will also introduce gameplay improvements to the base game, Ubisoft said. All of these additions will launch free of charge later in 2025. Though it is unusual for big budget games to offer substantial content drops for free, one yearly 2025 report possibly explains why this is all the case here. I can't read. Sorry about that, guys. As reported by French outlets Les Echos in January, Savvy Games Group, a subsidiary of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, previously struck a deal with Ubisoft for additional Assassin's Creed Mirage story content. The exact nature of the agreement wasn't disclosed, with Ubisoft declining to comment at the time. Yeah. So, another indication that the upcoming Assassin's Creed Mirage DLC may have been bankrolled by PIF, which is the Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, concerns its setting, as Al-Ula is located in Medina, province of modern Saudi Arabia. If the project is indeed financed by Savvy Games, its choice of setting would align with its backers. That makes sense, doesn't it? That makes sense. So, yeah, I feel like it's a very clear situation here. They obviously, Mirage is, I think, the first AAA type game that's been released worldwide that's showcase a setting like Saudi Arabia. So it just makes sense they wanted to get more stuff out in that setting. So, this is the result. So they probably had a deal going on with it, and it probably led to a lot of delay. So I would assume they had planned all these DLCs to come out before Shadows launched, but they were working their asses off trying to get that polished before it launched, because there were a lot of backlash. A lot of people were calling them out for how ridiculous their post-launch process has been. Releasing unfinished games like Star Wars Outlaws probably was the nail in the coffin for a lot of the players. That was a very unfinished game. Same happened with Pandora game, Avatar. Pandora. Oh my god, what is it called? Avatar. I played this game. Frontiers of Pandora. Jeez, I forgot what it's called. Frontiers of Pandora. So this game is obviously undercooked as well. It wasn't a bad game. As a game, it was fine, but it felt very undercooked. The game looked gorgeous, but it felt very undercooked, and people were straight up calling them out for kind of it was a boring game. It didn't have much to do. It had cookie cutter side missions, and you just did the same thing. It just felt like Far Cry set in Pandora, and which is exactly what it was. It's a first person shooter as well. So You can't really stretch that out further. It's very obvious. And then Star Wars Outlaws came, which people were very hyped about, myself included, and ended up being very disappointed with the game because they released a very unfinished, unpolished game, and it just didn't really go anywhere. It's they were promising, this really super exciting Star Wars world, planet hopping, and all these cool side missions, and dynamic worlds and all that stuff, which was fantastic to see because we actually haven't had a Star Wars game that is quite open world like this. We had Battlefront games, we had old Republic games, all games were fantastic too. But Jedi Survivor games, fantastic games. But we haven't had quite an open world, something that even got even remotely close to that close to like an open world in a, lately. I'm not talking about like old games. Was Jedi Survivor. Jedi Survivor, still a linear story driven game, but it had some of the mission levels were more sandboxy, so you had a lot of freedom to move around. It felt like a tiny little bubbles of mini worlds, which as close as it got to open world Star Wars, right? So this was really exciting, even though you weren't playing as a Jedi, you were just an outlaw. You get to actually do planet hopping, like you basically get to live the the adventures of Han Solo, basically, right? So hang on, let me just
if it matters to you,
put this up.
it matters.
So I was very happy to see, a game like this being made, because this was basically like everything that I wanted from a Star Wars game. And it looks super exciting, even though this whole IGN video they released was kind of crap, and people ended up people noticed like how shitty it looked in some cases and started calling out for it. Like it literally in some shots looked like a PS3 game. But that ended up being because of IGN's notorious encoder issues, and they compressed the heck out of this video, and this ended up making it look bad, which is the case with a lot of the IGN videos. But anyway, other than that, this was gameplay wise, it had some cool concepts, cool mechanics. The worlds were really beautiful to look at, and when the game launched, it was fine. But the core gameplay loop was really bloody boring. There was not a lot to do, and it felt undercooked. And you see even here, right? Like you see this thing popping out, and I forgot what it's called. Sarlacc. Sarlacc. So you have these sarlaccs in the sands that can chase after you and stuff, and it plays out like it's something that could be like a gameplay mechanic that could really like play into you being chased by a sarlacc or whatever. But it doesn't really happen. There's a mission that you do based around it, and you kind of like it makes you feel like they're chasing you. But when I was playing it, I was trying to like see if something would happen, but nothing really happened. Like it didn't materialize into anything that substantial in terms of a gameplay, anything gameplay. It just a bunch of sound effects. So anyway, that was the least of the problems. Other than that, the gameplay structure, the mission structures, and everything just felt repeated, like just cookie cutter, and it ended up being quite boring. And they could have done something really cool with it. Technically, it was great. The game actually ran pretty well. The planet hopping was fantastic. They've done really well. I mean, even Starfield couldn't pull it off, right? But they had seamless taking off the planet and going into the next planet, and all that system nailed down correctly, and it was fantastic to see. You could seamlessly just go into space and go to another planet. It was really beautifully done. So it had potential, but they went like all the way up to like 85%, 90% of the game, and then just gave up in the last 10%, and it just didn't end up being a great game. So people were calling them out for it, and they were doing a lot of hot fixes at post launch, and they keep fixing it, and now they actually had a couple of major patches to the game. The game is substantially a different game now, much more improved. It's still not a great game. You can't really save it from that, but if it was a 6 before, it's a solid 7.5 now, which is fantastic. But it came late. This is ultimately a single player game, and people buy this to play by yourself. It's a story that you ultimately finish the story with and then finish playing. So what's the point if all these patches come and the game is in an improved state literally like a year after it's launched? It makes no sense. People expect, especially single player open world games like this, that needs to launch as the full game intended to be, instead of improving the hell out of it post launch. They need to get there before launch. That's what people pay for. So people were really calling it out. They had enough, I myself included, I had enough of it when Assassin's Creed Shadows were dropping. People got worried. People got really worried, like this is going to happen to Assassin's Creed as well. So they were like, you know what, if you release Assassin's Creed Shadows like you did with Outlaws, we're just not going to buy it. And they actually got really scared, because this didn't sell well. This actually didn't sell well, and they were banking on this to sell like hotcakes because it's a Star Wars IP. Of course it should, right? Theoretically, Star Wars sells like hotcakes. But it didn't, because it had so many issues at launch. People just missed it, and now you can. It's as good a time as any to jump into the game, but it's not really. It's kind of too late, and people who gave it a miss at launch, most of them probably not gonna care about it now. So I think they kind of missed that opportunity by doing a shit release. And so that's what happened with Star Wars, and that's why they had to focus on. I went on a tangent there, sorry, but now this is the reason why they had to put all their might and effort into polishing up Shadows before it launched, and they did maybe 85-90% achieve that at launch. I think it would have actually released terribly, but because of all the callbacks and people calling them out, caused them to actually delay the game further and then actually polish it up before they launched it. And it did end up, as a result of that, launching it in a pretty good state. I played it at launch. It actually didn't have any issues and no bugs, no crashes or anything. Maybe one crash for the whole playthrough I had, but other than that, it didn't have any notable issues. It played really well, no technical issues. The only holdback for the game itself is just that cookie cutter Ubisoft formula. That's pretty much it. It's just an Assassin's Creed game. I think it was a step in the right direction as Assassin's Creed franchise. What they did with Odyssey, which was a complete departure from what an Assassin's Creed game should be, and then Assassin's Creed Valhalla, despite doing really well, it still wasn't an Assassin's Creed game. It was a great RPG, but it wasn't what you call a classic Assassin's Creed experience, right? And that was a real issue, because people really wanted this to be a proper Assassin's Creed game. You know, it it just made. I think also because of because the whole setting of this being in feudal Japan, it was something a lot of the Assassin's Creed fans wanted for a long time. I mean, I remember thinking, playing as Ezio all the way back in like AC2. Like I was hoping eventually they would go to somewhere like Assassin's Creed, like somewhere like feudal Japan, because feudal Japan would be a great setting for something like Assassin's Creed. It literally have shinobis, ninjas that actually are assassins, and it was a no brainer to actually have Assassin's Creed story set in that time of history. But it took this long for them to actually do a story set in that era. And now that it's coming out, expectations were naturally high, right? People really wanted something great from the franchise, because Valhalla, while it was, like I said, while it was a great game as an RPG, it did have a lot of your usual Ubisoft bloating, just the bloat missions, filler missions, and basically same thing, just repeating every now and then. A lot of people kind of end up playing it and grow to love it, myself included, because it came at an ideal time during COVID, and it was a time where a lot of the games were not coming out, and you're kind of stuck at home most of the time. You couldn't go anywhere, and it was just a comfort game that you could play. It's just there, right? So in that sense, a lot of people just stuck to it, and it was something that you just kept on playing. It was a beautiful, gorgeous game, and because of that, it sold a lot of copies too. This was the 2020, 2021, 2022, those and the game got supported for full 2 years, I think, as well, because of that, because a lot of people were playing it. But now we are out of COVID. The situation has significantly changed, and the expectations are a lot higher. So also the fact that shinobi are actual assassins, unlike a Nordic people that you play as Norsemen, which are like big and bulky and brutal, like gritty play style. But shinobi, if you here as a shinobi, you are actually an assassin, so it needs to play like that. But then you do have a samurai. There was a whole controversy with Yasuke being a black guy, the whole thing as well. I'm not going to get into that. I think for the setting, it's fine. We are talking about a game here which is fictional. It's not real. Even it's set in like real historical era. The game story itself is purely fictional. So I'm not going to debate about Yasuke being a black samurai, all that. It works for the game. It was fine. It gave you an option, but I think still that could have been more balanced in terms of gameplay. It just felt a little bit unnecessary sometimes, because you either stick with one person. I mostly end up sticking with Shinobi, Naoe, because she was just so cool. How could you not play as Naoe? Samurai, if I wanted to play as a samurai, I would just go back to Ghost of Tsushima, which actually did a pretty good job balancing that versus stealth gameplay, which is not the case with Shadows. When you play as a samurai, you cannot do stealth at all. You can crouch and just try to be stealthy, but it doesn't really work most of the time. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent again. What I was gonna say is, so they needed to polish this whole thing up. Oh my god, we went on a tangent, big one. So the whole reason why they took the time and then polish it up, so because they couldn't afford to have another huge failure. So I'm assuming because of that reason, they ended up delaying whatever they were working on for Mirage and put all that effort into Shadows. And now they have released Shadows, and they've probably done what they need to do with that. They've had time to actually wrap up whatever the DLCs they were working on for Mirage finally, and now they're releasing it, and that's why we're getting it 2 years later. That's what I think. Yeah, massive tangent to go on just to explain that, but that's what I think happened. What do you guys think? Do you think that that's the case, or do you think that it's just, Saudi Arabia is throwing money around just to get more content set in their country or whatever? Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, so that's the news about Assassin's Creed Mirage, and this is coming in 2025, which is great, I guess. I mean, more Assassin's Creed, right? I don't mind playing more Assassin's Creed anytime. I just hope that they just whatever the next game they do, they just actually take their time with it and then release a good freaking game, because Assassin's Creed deserve to be a good game. It's a good IP. They've messed it up. Anyway, I can talk about Assassin's Creed mess ups all day, which I'm not going to. Because we have other things to talk about. Okay. Righty. Okay. So, what else have we got here? So, let's jump in to Resident Evil Requiem. I'm having I have an issue with not being able to talk properly today, so don't mind me. Just normal issues to have, I suppose. Anyway, we have Resident Evil Requiem hands-on preview from IGN. So we're gonna get into that now, because there's a whole 8-minute long video from them, and yeah, so it's actual hands-on gameplay, as it says in the description here, which I will show you. Okay, look at that. Ooh. My short playtime was such a small sample size of Resident Evil Requiem that it's very hard at this early stage to know where the 9th entry in the mainline series will fit in comparison to its predecessors, and that's assuming that the scenarios in the demo will even feature in the full game at all. Alright, cool. Well, either way, that's more Requiem, so let's jump into it and see what the hell is up. You guys ready? Alright, so before we jump in, tell me, let's not tell me, because nobody's here. I'm gonna think of one thing that explains what's gonna happen in this demo or hands-on preview. I think, I mean, it's as Resident Evil, right? So it's just gonna be you getting chased by a zombie-looking dude. I might be a little spoiled here. And then you're gonna try to outrun them, and there'll be some shooting, there'll be some melee, maybe, I don't know. So the word I would say is survive. This is terrible. I don't think this will catch on. All right, let's just jump in. Ugh. That's great. I love this already. Jeez. Brains.
Since 2017's Resident Evil 7, a regular staple of Capcom's horror series has been the inclusion of an enemy that stalks you. Jack Baker burst through a wall and into our hearts, the world fell in love with Mr. X, and Lady Dimitrescu provoked her own kind of online adoration. Resident Evil Requiem appears to be keeping up this tradition, with its own take on the hulking, relentless pursuer. And so far, from my small 20-minute sample at Gamescom 2025, it feels like Capcom has created a new, lumbering foe that more than lives up to the mantle of a Resident Evil stalker.
Okay.
The short demo takes place at the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Centre and stars our latest protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, who creeps through the dimly lit and suitably spooky setting, armed only with a lighter and glass bottles. While I expect that combat will be a part of the full game, there were no firearms to be seen in this demo, so there's an inherent emphasis on caution while creeping around the clinic's handful of rooms and...
No firearms? I did not expect that at all. I thought there would be firearms. Maybe just on the hands-on preview they didn't have any, but maybe. Welcome back, Zawid, bro. You're finally here. Welcome back. Okay, we just started checking out Resident Evil Requiem hands-on preview from IGN. New gameplay. Before we I wanted to start a new game today. Zombie teeth and blood. There goes my burger. Oh, what are you eating? What are you eating? KFC? Macca's? You know, zombie teeth and blood could be appetizer. Oh, Eljana. Nice. Very good, very good. Good choice, good choice. Oh man, you're making me hungry, bro. I haven't had my dinner yet. Anyway, I'm gonna check this out. Check it out with me. But before we jump in, I want you to type one word that you think would describe this game. This particular clip. Now, Mrs. is at home today, so I'm gonna be here. No hurrying today. We're gonna get through the whole bunch of things that we missed last week. So we'll be checking it out today. I'm not gonna be done until I finish. Hungry for brains, it seems like. So we got a like a classic Resident Evil villain who looks like a freaking zombie apocalypse just happened on her face. But let's jump in. Let's go back. All right, I'm going back to it. Are you ready? You ready? Put your burger down, bro. All right.
Single long connecting hallway. And if you think that sounds like an incredibly small location to explore, well,
let's do it.
You're right. My sample of Requiem lacked any real kind of exploration and was largely a task of collecting item A to open item B, which allowed you to get item C and so forth.
Yeah, classic gameplay loop. But no firearms. That's weird.
All sounds simple enough,
it would
right?
be
well,
much more
classic
intense.
Survival horror fashion, your uneasy confidence is quickly jump scared out of existence upon the arrival of the as yet unnamed stalker enemy.
Too close.
After Grace discovers a lifeless zombie, or infected in her words, a hulking claw lurches into frame to manhandle the corpse.
Oh gosh. Damn, how big is she?
The camera lifts just as the creature plunges its teeth into the zombie's skull, both demonstrating the beast's sheer mass and how it has little consideration for the iconic killer of the series. This new stalker is Lady D Tall, with the frame of Resident Evil's Lisa Trevor and the vice-like jaw of a Wendigo. She has
oh jeez, I stopped at a wrong thing. Wait. What kind of sauce do you think she uses for the brains, bro? Hot sauce? Habanero? Sweet chili, bruh. Yeah, sweet chili. All right, let's go with that. Sweet chili is good. She needs some spice. I'll add some kochi, bro. Some chili.
Claws for hands and a Quasimodo-like posture. Once unleashed, this stalker, like its recent relatives, is persistent, promptly reacting to the sounds, sights, and smells of Grace.
Gosh.
And like her xenomorph stalker cousin from Alien Isolation, this monstrosity can, and will, travel above you through the ceiling space.
Oh,
down
shit.
As quickly as it can scarper up. Basically,
oh my god.
She's relentless and can easily outmaneuver you.
That's great. Isn't that great? You got no gun, you can't shoot at it anymore.
Fortunately, there
and they
are
can
a
come
few
in
tools
this
in
is
Grace's
Alien
arsenal that can
Isolation.
help you survive, though. The first
Resident
being the
Evil.
aforementioned glass bottle. As you might expect, they're primarily used as a distraction tool, drawing the stalker's attention to the other end of the hallway and buying you time to slip past. It can also, in theory, be used as a weapon, although I'm not sure I'd recommend it. As with most stalking enemies, you can't kill or even...
It's Resident Last of Us Evil Isolation. Yeah.
damage Grace's pursuer. Perhaps Grace's most valuable weapon though, as you might have gathered by now, is sneaking. While crouching, you are afforded some moments of mercy, as you take advantage of whatever small pockets of space you can find, be that under tables or behind corners. It's a useful skill, particularly in the nurse's station room, when drawing the attention of the beast is inevitable due to a scripted sequence.
Oh.
This is Pod 5.
Great.
First, fully immersive.
Sorry guys,
system.
I have no YouTube Premium.
It does, however, only buy you a moment to slip by, and even when you reach a safer spot, flicking open your lighter to illuminate the darkness will draw the stalker's attention back to you. Creep as much as you wish, but your pursuer is always hot.
Imagine
on your
playing the
heels,
game
no
and
matter
suddenly
how
Ed
carefully
comes
you
up.
tread. Interestingly, this new enemy type does have an Achilles heel though. Light, or more specifically, the bright white light of a room's ceiling lamp. The tiny flame from the lighter in Grace's hand didn't appear to make any difference. When chasing Grace into a well-lit room, the monster's skin visibly burns, causing her to scream and then retreat.
So it's a
Not
vampire.
only does this put some of the power back into your hands, but it's also a nice interpretation of the rules of Resident Evil's safe rooms. If you've ever seen Mr. X's bizarre backpedaling when confronted with a safe room, you'll know this change is a welcome one, adding some well overdue logic to the classic gameplay trope that magically blocks a stalker from entering your safe haven.
Yeah, I remember those. Those are some goofy ass.
While there was neither much space nor opportunity to explore, thanks to the small environment and constant presence of a terrifying stalker, what little exploring I did do felt, perhaps to no surprise, very familiar. Like Resident Evil 7, Village, and the series in general, you're managing inventory slots, examining items, finding strange keys to unlock strange doors, and fitting fuses into circuit breakers. It's all very traditional, and fans of the series will feel completely at home.
Okay, cool. And that's a good thing, I guess. That's a good thing. But I don't know how I feel about no guns, bro.
The more recent mainline games
I would
also
like a gun.
remains, and at the suggestion of both the developer and myself, it's the optimal way to play a horror sequence like this one. However, following in line with the upgrade Capcom provided Resident Evil Village, you can also play Resident Evil Requiem from the classic third-person perspective. Your choice of camera can be changed on the fly in the menu anytime you wish, allowing you to freely switch and create a different kind of atmosphere. It's an interesting choice for a non-remake Resident Evil game, and certainly doesn't feel like an afterthought, even though it may cynically appear to be at first.
Okay. You know what? I actually am a fan of the fact that they're doing first person and third person choice. I would probably play it in third person because then I can see more. I hate playing games like this in first person because it just feels way too restricted and you can't see shit. I feel like, yeah. Anyway. Third person for me, baby.
In a way that perhaps only a AAA budget game can, both viewpoints are extremely well designed, with moments tailored for each experience to maximize the player's fear. In first person, the stalker looms
I'm
larger
scaredy cat.
and feels
I
significantly
admit.
more imposing, with the restricted field of vision allowing for
But you ain't
scripted
even playing
scares
this
to
game,
have
bro.
more impact. During the demo, you're forced to make some noise by moving
This
a
is a
cart
safe
across
environment?
the
Yeah,
room
thank
to
you.
create a
I do
step
feel
to reach
safe.
your next
That's why I
item
watch
of
it with you.
importance. With the more focused first-person
I didn't wanna watch this
mid-action,
alone.
You're treated to a giant, claw-shaped signifier of the beast's impending arrival scraping past the window. It's a panic-inducing moment, and one that loses its power
Fair
when
enough.
your
Fair
hyper-specific
enough.
point of view is opened up wide by a third-person camera.
Should I stream this? Should I stream this?
It's clear though that Capcom is aware of this and has made effort to maintain its scares despite your viewing preference. And in that short gameplay slice, that ethos was perfectly demonstrated. In first person, just after the stalker's introduction, you simply turn around to smoothly run down a hallway as fast as you can, leaving the stalker in your wake. And it's only the sounds of her shambling
Yeah,
and
me too,
follow
bro.
that remind you that you're actually
Alright.
in danger.
I might actually stream it then. Maybe get my brother involved because he plays.
However, perspective-specific
he's so keen for this game. He's a massive Resident Evil fan. He just loves Resident Evil franchise. He's been like, yeah, he's been on my ass just trying to tell me I should be playing this, and he even gave me a copy of The Village, which I haven't played, Resident Evil Village, and I still haven't played, but I intend to. But yeah, I've been trying to get him on here, but he's a busy boy, you know. He just started his new job, so he's got no time, and he sleeps early like a freaking 60-year-old. So yeah, it's been tough. I know, right? I'm not lying. Oh, legit. I've been trying to like align time with him, but it's been tough to get him. We did some stream on was it Saturday or Sunday? Saturday we did some streaming. It takes 2 streaming in the morning, but that's all the time I had, and he had to go. So yeah, it's tough to align time with him, but eventually, bro.
Up the tension to make up for the reduced level of threat produced by the wider vision-granting perspective. It's a lovely touch, and something I'm hoping to see a ton more of in the full game, hopefully providing ample amounts of horror despite your perspective preference.
Hey! Help!
My short
October,
playtime was such a small sample size of Resident Evil Requiem
Battlefield
that it's
6,
very
bro.
hard at this early stage to know whether 9th entry in the mainline series will fit in comparison to its predecessors. And that's assuming that this scenario in the demo will even feature in the
Taking
full
all the
game
time
at all.
off.
There's a distinct possibility of this just being a bespoke demo. Something
Going
that
on annual
Capcom
leave,
has
bro.
prior experience in with Resident Evil 7's beginning hour. But even if this is just a tonal example, it's very hard.
Oh, they've actually delayed the game COD to November, so it's not actually coming out until early November or mid-November. So we do have some time, but it's not that it makes a difference, you know. People who play Battlefield gonna play Battlefield. No one's gonna care whether or not COD's coming. But I'll be checking out COD 2 just because it's free on Game Pass. I have Game Pass on PC Game Pass. And it's free to play on that, so I'm probably going to just check it out when it comes. But I don't think I'll be sticking around to play it. Just going to be playing a hell of a lot more Battlefield.
Not be excited for what
so keen, bro.
Resident Evil Requiem has in store for us when this unstoppable beast arrives in 2026. And if you like that video and you want to learn more about Resident Evil Requiem, why not check out the entire history of Raccoon City, getting you
30
up to
minutes
speed
max.
on everything you need to know about Requiem's key.
Yeah, 30 minutes max. Sounds like an ideal time to spend on COD. Just play the co-op campaign a little bit. Apparently you can play it solo, the campaign, but the last mission is still going to be 32 player, like a Warzone map or something, which is still so ridiculous that they're doing that. Campaign has never been part of the problem for COD. The campaigns were actually good. I actually do enjoy playing through the campaign for COD. It's the multiplayer that's been a clusterfuck and always problematic, and they're just doubling down on the same shit they've been doing for multiplayer. Nuketown. Oh my god, bro. Just do not get me started on Nuketown. I just bloody hope they just don't do another, like a futuristic version of Nuketown on this one. I just had enough. Just fucking don't show me Nuketown. Or shipment. Just come up with something original. They're already like teasing like all these old Call of Duty maps just remade coming into Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And I'm like, bruh, just make some new maps, man. Like, when have you actually made some bunch of new maps that actually stuck around and became fan favorites? Not since Modern Warfare, dude. I don't know. Maybe Black Ops 2. But ever since then, that's it. Nuketown is I know Nuketown is a fan favorite, but like, I'm saying anything new. None of the new games actually had good maps. No, don't get me wrong, but none of them were like end up being like your classic legendary maps that will stick around. We always recycle through, like people play through the new maps and then just end up just falling back to the bunch of maps they re-released from the old games. That's it. Maybe one or two new maps in the mix. That's pretty much it. And people just fucking play the hell out of Nuketown. I don't know why. I mean, I play the hell out of Nuketown too, but I'm at a point where I'm just sick of it. Like, there's only so much Nuketown you can play. So many versions of Nuketown. Anyway, we're going to get into Metal Gear. Are you a fan of Metal Gear, Zavid? Brother, have you played Metal Gear? I haven't. Nah, okay. Cool. Well, it's Kojima-san's baby. And it's this particular one, Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater, is a remake of the original, which is not done by Kojima anymore because they're not with Konami. He's not with Konami anymore. Oh, you're typing with one hand. Sorry, bro. I'll leave you alone. So Metal Gear Solid Delta was a legendary game made by Konami and, well, by Kojima, working with them. But then they had a breakup. They had a very bad breakup. And what do we know? He went on to work with PlayStation to make Death Stranding 2 and Death Stranding 1 and 2. And now they became, people, or fans of Kojima has become obsessed with Death Stranding for some reason. I think it's a pretty okay game, but probably not on the same level as Metal Gear Solid still. Still a pretty good game. But now Konami is going ahead and making, since they own the IP for Metal Gear Solid, they're just remaking Snake Eater, which is what we are getting. And there is a launch trailer just released. The chair. Oh, my chair. This has been there for a while, bro. In the last 6 weeks or something. I don't know. Did you notice? Anyway, let's check out the new trailer for this because it's dropping soon, I think. I don't know. It's actually already dropped, maybe. I don't know. Did it drop? Oh, thank you. Thanks, brother. When did it drop? Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. You make me blush, brother. Oh, it's actually dropping in a couple of days. So it's dropping on 28th of August? Is that right? 20th of August. Yeah, it's 28th of August. So it's dropping in a couple of days. So we're just going to check out the launch trailer and some information about that, because I also heard that Metal Gear Solid is running terribly on PC and consoles. So this could be interesting. But this is not very unlike of Konami's releases. So let's see what they've got. I am actually keen to see how this remake's gonna be, because it's pretty cool. It's a cool game.
Why'd you defect?
I didn't. I'm loyal to the end, to my purpose.
It's still got that Kojima weirdness to it.
I know how you're feeling. It's hard for me to believe too that a legendary
but it's kind of weird to play this game knowing that it's not made by Kojima.
We will use the legacy to heal that rift and make the world whole again. To do this, we need strength, an unstoppable trump card with enough power to bring order to the world.
Do you love her?
No, nothing like that.
Do you hate her?
For 10 years, we lived and died together. You couldn't possibly understand.
And you think you can kill her now?
Hey, don't you go getting any funny ideas.
We can't leave yet. I've still got one last job to do.
She's at the lake. She's waiting for you there.
We were together for 10 years,
Yeah,
and now you tell me she's my enemy.
It's classic Metal
What about
Gear.
you, Jack? What's it
Nothing
going to
new
be?
here. It's a remake,
Loyalty
so
to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your old mentor?
it's that
The mission or your beliefs?
sniper dude, sniper,
Your duty to
sniper
your unit
grandpa.
or your personal feelings? You don't know the truth yet. But sooner or later you'll have to choose. I don't expect you to forgive me.
I don't know if I
got to
heard
do
it
it,
correctly,
Snake.
but
She's
in
your
that
enemy
in
and
that
your
section where you get sniped in the game, like so you have to. There's a section in the game where you had to like survive this shooter sniper. That guy, the really old guy with like an eyeball hanging out. He's so freaking old. You have to survive that shootout. So you have to like sort of go from cover to cover, like survive that part. But if you wait long enough in game, like the dude actually dies or something. I don't know if that's true. I've heard or read it somewhere. I thought ridiculous. Apparently you can just wait him out and he just dies. Which I thought, I mean, this is just classic Kojima, but I'm not surprised to hear that. But it's so ridiculous that it's in the game.
You're a soldier. Finish your mission. Prove your loyalty. I've been waiting, Snake. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Who talks like that? Yeah, cool. Konami. Yeah, anyway, so that's the trailer. There's nothing, you know, nothing to be too hyped about, but it's just a classic trailer. I think there was a review by Digital Foundry or something that was doing a review of the performance. Solid Snake Eater, Digital Foundry. Yeah, so they did do one. Okay, we'll just briefly check it out because I think this might be a little interesting. Just
5 edition here, it presents as a beautifully realised rendition of an action stealth classic. Before we get to the pro situation, in terms of pixel counts, base PS5's performance mode runs at between 720p to 1080p.
Okay, so this is what I was like. So essentially, what they're saying is PS5 performance mode, and then you got PS5 quality mode, and in performance mode, the dynamic resolution range is running at somewhere between 720 and 1080p. We're talking about a game that's coming out on 2025, mid 2025, on a PS5, which has been out for 6 years now, nearly. The performance mode is running at 720 to 1080p. 720, bro. And then PlayStation 5 quality mode is somewhere between 1080p to 1584 at 30 FPS. This is what they could manage to do. I don't think this is a problem with the hardware. This is just poorly optimized for the hardware, the console specifically. I'm not sure about the PCs yet, but this is what I saw. 60 just to get the 60 FPS running on a base PlayStation 5, they have to go down as far as 720. 720, it should not be used, bro, at this point. Like 1080p should be the base standard. 720 is not even full HD, and that's what we're getting in 2025 with this game. I have an issue with this.
Surprisingly higher than the 1440p peak suggested in the menus. In both cases, this reconstructs to a 4K final frame.
You probably
Looking
can't see the
through
difference
licenses page
on screen
in Delta's
here,
menus on
but
PS5,
it will be visible.
There's also actually a mention of
when you play the
AMD's
game.
FSR3 upscaler halfway down the page, though it's very possible that this is only in reference to the PC release. Either way, clearly, the quality mode is providing the upscaler more pixel data to construct a sharper, crisper frame, though breakup on fine detail like Snake's beard, fences, or swaying grass does cause all the
Yeah, so it might not be immediately visible to you on this stream, but I'm watching this video, actually, I'm watching on 1440p because that's the resolution of my monitor. But I can see like there is a very obvious visible difference between the image quality between this and that. This looks sharper, but this is running at 30 FPS and this is 60 FPS. So you're,
expected issues,
Bruh.
especially on
720p
mode,
in 2025 is madness.
Often fuzzy
It's
looks,
absolute
dense
madness.
moving detail, and sadly, Delta's busy jungle backdrop sets the scene perfectly for those artifacts to appear.
Look at that! Look at that texture popping and shadow popping. That's ridiculous.
In terms of settings upgrades, the quality mode's drop to 30 FPS gets you more than just a res boost. Firstly, it increases small object draw distances for rocks or leaves strewn
Anyway,
across the
I'm not gonna check out the whole thing, but yeah, this is the issue. But then the other thing was PS5.
Over to PS5 Pro, we retain all the base PS5 quality mode enhancements in object LODs, the improved shadow LODs, and the upgraded GI. Curiously, switching between Pro and base PS5's quality mode, there's a further difference to the GI setting on the newer mid-gen refresh console. Ambient occlusion, shading, beneath plants on PS5 Pro is often thicker. In other words, all of the quality mode upgrades are here, combined with the performance mode's 60 FPS target, making it, in theory, a best of both worlds solution. Perhaps the more radical change, though, is that PS5 Pro switches to Sony's PSSR upscaler, where, based on the PlayStation blog last year, the promise is that PSSR helps Pro to a smoother frame rate overall.
Yeah,
Konami adjusts the native resolution as well, now putting...
So essentially what you're saying is I need to be buying a PS5 Pro if I want to get the best PS5 experience for this single player game. Anyway, but there was a section
Pro at a
here.
dynamic
Oh, there you go.
So,
This here they in terms of resolution, right? So this is the resolution range 720 to 1080p in performance base PS5. Quality is 1080p to 1584. And then PS5 Pro, that resolution goes as low as 756. I understand this is getting upscaled, but the native resolution is 756 to 1552 on a PlayStation Pro running at 60 FPS. Bro, 756, that's not any better than 720. Anyway, I don't know. I'm really mad to see these numbers because you shouldn't be seeing anything less than 1,000 in resolution in 2025. So yeah, it's madness. It's poorly optimized for PS5. I think it's an optimization issue. Games that looks far better than this, far detailed than this, run at a better resolution and much more smoothly on PS5. That's where we are. So yeah. Anyway, I'm moving on. Okay. Let's just freaking move on from that because any more of that will make me mad. Anyway, next thing I want to check out is another game called What is it? What is it called? I forgot what it's called.
YouTube Music's just like most music apps, but also nothing like most music apps. For example,
yeah, I'm playing an ad. Nope, that's not it. I got the wrong reveal trailer. There you go. So this game is called 1348X Voto. 1348X Voto. I think that's how you say it. It's I don't know what it's like, but it looked interesting, so we'll check it out together and we'll talk about it after.
Bianca, where have they taken you? God, hear my vow. Mother, you have given me the courage to be myself. Guide my steps on this forlorn journey. Father, you have taught me honor and respect. Watch upon me now. Let my sword strike true.
There's some gameplay snippets in there.
And those that I have failed today, may I one day be worthy
Third-person combat.
Bianca, you are all that is left to me. I shall save you. This
looks like a AA game, like
I vow.
Yeah, coming on PS5 as well, early 2026. I don't know much about the game, so X Photo. Yeah. Let's check out the Steam page, because that's where I normally go for information on games. Journey through a tumultuous medieval Italy as Aita, a young knight errant who sets off on a brutal quest to find and save her closest one. It's a cinematic action-adventure game inspired by chivalric tales. So, it's like Plague Tale kind of level, I think. It's like a Plague Tale side type of like a AA production, I would assume. I don't really know these developers, Dear Villages, publishers and developers of said Leo. They haven't made another game, so this seems to be their only game, first game. And oops. And these publisher Dear Villages have a whole bunch of stuff under them on Steam. Whole bunch, actually. They made The Forgotten City. Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what the publishers is, but yeah, the developers seems to be pretty new at this, so it looks promising on surface, but I'm not really sure what to expect. It looks like a game that I would definitely play. I like medieval, like that type of game. It looks a lot like, the Blood of Dawnwalker style combat, which is kind of mixed between Witcher 3 and Kingdom Come Deliverance type of like combat. I don't know whether this combat here would be that nuanced, but it looks like you have like your simple, hand-to-hand sword combat. And I'm not sure to what extent the movement and the world is going to be, whether it's open world. It looks like it's just be like a linear game, to be honest. Probably not open world. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Based on that trailer, I'm excited to see it. I think I would, if I had to give it a score, that would be about 7 out of 10 in the interest scale to see more of it. But I'll definitely keep it in my radar, until it pops up again. Hopefully it's not going to be one of those games that like comes up and then you hear nothing about it for years and then you suddenly hear about it again and it comes on top of comes to top of the mind again, and then you don't hear about it for another 6 months. I hope it doesn't happen, because Blood of Dawnwalker is like that right now to me, and Crimson Desert is like that to me. It's been in development for years, and still, apparently they're going to be releasing Crimson Desert this year, which is fantastic news. I hope they do without any more delays. If you watch my previous stream, we talked extensively about Crimson Desert, and how excited I am for that game. Yeah, and also Blood Message. You remember Blood Message? We checked it out a while back. It was a really cool trailer, and I feel like I felt like that's the game that I would have wanted from an Assassin's Creed game set in an Asian setting. Not gonna lie. You know what? Let's check it out together, because I don't mind watching it again. Give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah if you're around. Blood Message. This one. We won't check out the IGN version because it looks shit. We'll check out this one. So all we got is literally this 5-minute long trailer. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna play my Metal Gear sound. I need to add more sounds. Alright. Let's check out this trailer. Dude, I am so hyped for this game. So hyped for this game. This is like Blood Message. I don't know when it's coming out. All we got is just one trailer with snippets of gameplay. And it's done by this new studio. It's a narrative-driven linear action-adventure single-player game. It's not an open-world game. Okay? It's kind of like Uncharted, but set in like an Asian setting. It is so freaking fantastic. It's set in the Tang Dynasty in 848 AD, whatever. I am so hyped for this trailer. It looks amazing. Let's watch it again. So freaking hyped. This is like one of my most anticipated games at the moment.
大唐还在的时候，丝路上的灯火从西域一直亮到长安，能点亮天上的星河。
If it's going to be anything like what they're showing here in the final release, it's going to be an amazing game.
我是认真决定的，我还是想再试一次。
The Eastern devs are killing it, man. Eastern devs are absolutely killing it these days.
今日
Look at that.
我们所流的血，
It's so
是为了
freaking
把
cool.
大唐带回来。
24 entertained.
我们必
That's
须
what.
在破城之前把您带出来。
Yeah.
安宁，等着我。
Yeah, I told you.
安宁，
It does have some AC vibes, right? But it is not an open world game, which is fine. It'll probably it's gonna be on rails, like an Uncharted game is. But that combat, look at that. Oh, so good. I see this and I immediately want to play this game. That's how hyped I was. I am, even right now. I'm like, freaking give it to me right now. Give it to me right now. I want to play this right now.
输赢成败，皆如沙上之塔，风来即散。为众生之苦，长漫于天地之间。
So good.
回家吧，这一切毫无意义。有人，天命所归，我才是大唐。
The combat feels very heavy. It looks like it's giving me like God of War vibes, like God of War heavy vibes, which I love. It doesn't feel light. and I love myself some good like gritty, like heavy combat, like hits that has some weight to it. Feels amazing when you play. Like, that's why I love God of War. The God of War attacks feel so heavy. I know. This looks freaking amazing. This is. I feel like if they nail this vibe, what they've shown in this trailer, and if they manage to deliver that in the final game, this is hands down gonna be one of the Game of the Year candidates. Hands down. Oh yeah. Man, the fact that they're even coming out with a second game already. Freaking crazy. They're on steroids, man. They're on a freaking roll. Western devs need to like step up their game, honestly. And the whole we've talked about Where Winds Meet, right? You know, remember the game Where Winds Meet? That game. Let me finish. Let you finish this first. But anyway, this game looks so cool. It's like one of my most anticipated games. Blood Message. Ooh. Yep. The vibe and everything just feels amazing. They're nailing it, dude. I just hope the game is going to be exactly what this vision is. Coming to PC and consoles. Yeah, there's no release date, nothing. This is just a trailer. So it's probably very early in, you know, the development cycle. No, there's no gameplay yet. That's literally all we got, right? But it gave some, like, you know, gameplay like snippets. If they, from what they've shown, if they stick to that vibe of it, and if they manage to deliver, it's gonna be a freaking amazing game. Hands down, very easily Game of the Year contender. Very easily. Yeah, it's gained a lot of attention. It's got 5.1 million views, and within 2 months, you know, 5.1 million views, dude. Which is crazy. And look at all the comments. This is the kind of game all those AAA studios should have been making instead of live services. No duh. Thank you so much for, oh, that's their message. From not knowing about this game 5 minutes ago, it is now at the top of my most wanted list. Looks incredible. Congratulations, very, very beautiful. Chinese developers have discovered the gunpowder of how to make good video games, and no one can stop them. Unstoppable. China got its own God of War, Indiana Jones, Uncharted. That's the best comment right there. That's exactly what that game feels like, just based on the trailer. I mean, we still gotta see more gameplay and the details, but, you know, they just, yeah, I mean, China and Japan, they're very culture heavy, right? They have a lot of lore they can tap into, and they're doing exactly that. And they're leveraging all those stories that's never been told now. And they've got a lot of material to work with, man. It's gonna be freaking awesome. Nah. And you know what? You know, the surprise was, there is another game called Wuchi the Wayfarer. Another game coming called Wuchi the Wayfarer. I don't know if you checked this out in our streams. Maybe I did. I can't remember. But this is another game that's coming out from the East. This is actually from Korea. I don't know. So this is a Korean game. And it looks so freaking cool too. It is amazing. Another one. Mind you, it is a cinematic trailer. Yeah, Shaman, yes. Speaking of Korea, I finished When Life Gives You Tangerines. My god, the trauma I have right now. I'm still recovering, dude. Still recovering from that story. Yeah, I know. So heavy. Oh my god. But it's hands down one of the best depictions of life I have ever seen in my entire freaking life. I do. I did end up watching like I ended up watching Happy Gilmore after that. Just because I wanted to watch the second one. I haven't seen the first one, so that kind of that was alright. But you know. Oh, nice. Episode 2 ending. Yeah, it is one of those. Keep watching, it gets better. It gets better. It gets way more complicated in Foundation, bro. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm thinking. So we don't have a lot of information for this either, but it is again one of those games, man. Like, this is from Lore Vault. Never heard of them, but that's coming, right? And what I was gonna talk to you about is we have talked about this in previous streams actually, and previous videos. I have done numerous videos on this. There's a game called Where Winds Meet, which is also coming pretty soon. I think early 2026. So I think in Jan or February it's coming already. They already announced the date and everything. This game is Where Winds Meet. Yeah, we'll just play like this quick one, maybe, just to give some. This year, yeah. So the one that I'm hyped for that's coming this year is Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is, you know, Crimson Desert. We've talked about this. This game. This game is coming. Yeah, this is coming in. I think November or something. It's coming in November. Release date. It was supposed to be releasing next year, but they actually moved it forward. So it's coming early now. No, it's not. This is not true, because just in Gamescom there was a video they're talking to devs, which I covered a couple of days ago, and they were saying that they're going to bring the release date forward to November or December 2026. So it's coming this year, end of this year, but yeah, November or December. So it is coming earlier than we expected, which is awesome news. Which is really, really awesome. They haven't officially announced it yet, but they did, you know, the devs themselves actually mentioned it, and the publishers, they mentioned it in an interview with IGN that they're going to bring it forward and they're actually releasing it early. So I'm so hyped for Crimson Desert because I think that's going to be a fantastic game. There's tons of gameplay already for this. We have watched these together. I've covered a lot of videos just on this game alone because it is a freaking fantastic game, and I am so keen to just check out this game. It looks so cool, dude. So cool. And yeah, this is something we're gonna get our hands on this year.
Crimson Desert is one of the few things its way into my brain and has not left.
Dynasty Warriors?
PC
yeah.
build using a dual controller for about an hour.
If you're missing Dynasty Warriors, Where Winds Meet is gonna be your friend.
And grappled my way into cape flying in one of my most enjoyable experiences.
we've talked about this. We'll move on to Where Winds Meet, because what I wanted to say about this game is this is a free game. So Where Winds Meet is coming to PS5 and all the consoles and PC. It's an open world. Yeah, it's a free game, dude. I know. It's a free game from East, and it's there's no freaking catch. I trust me. I digged into this so much because I did want to find a catch. So as for what they have said so far, is it's an open world game, and I'll play this while we watch it, while we talk about it. It's an open world game, and it's gonna take roughly 150 hours to complete, right? And it's a fully open world game with side quests and the story and everything. The only thing that is payable is cosmetics. That's it. The gears that you get, you can still get like in-game cosmetics you unlock through the stories, but if you wanna like pay for cosmetics, skins and stuff, you can pay for it and get it. But other than that, nothing is tied to the progression. So it's a completely free game that you can pay. There's no pay to win situation at all, which is fantastic. I don't know how they, I mean, it's crazy. It is, I have no words, dude. I mean, it's a wuxia style game, you know, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that sort of thing. And yeah, so they did this stuff 5 days ago. This is really, so I know, it's crazy. And the fact that this game looks fantastic, right? I mean, it does have like few issues, like I don't know if you can see it in here. This is just a release date trailer, but if I can show some of the gameplay, like new gameplay, 1 month ago. We'll just put this on for good measure.
If you're a tight-knit team, even after hours,
yeah,
it's more than just a job.
All this time covering it, I actually didn't realize that it's a free-to-play game. I actually thought it was a paid game coming out because it actually looked that good. And I only just picked up on that when they were doing an interview with the devs, and they were like, oh, it's a free-to-play game. And I'm like, oh shit, how did I not realize that it's a free-to-play game? Because look at this game, dude. Look at this game. This is a free-to-play game. Yes, it has some issues, like you'll notice some texture popping in the distance, and like it needs some optimization. Yeah, I'm talking about like a month ago, right? A month ago I didn't realize it. But the game look itself is so detailed and nice, and it's so fleshed out. It's an easily paid game, and it's a open world single player game. Essentially, it's not a co-op game. It's a free game that you can play single player, right? Yeah, and it's a free to play single player game which is open world and has 150 hours of content that you have access to. Like it's not behind a paywall, nothing you have to buy. You can play the full game with, you know, you still unlock like cosmetics and whatever in game that you can, you know, wear for your characters. But the only paid element in this game is if you want more cosmetics options, then you'll have to pay and get them. But all the gear, the character progression, whatever, everything that's linked to the gameplay, that's all included in the free version. Not free version, the game itself, and it's free to access. There's nothing there. No element of it is pay to win or anything, which is ridiculous. They would, and that's their business model, right? That's their business model, because obviously people are going to be paying for cosmetics, which is how they're going to make money. But the fact that they're doing something of this scale, which is an open world game, completely free, and and it's already at the level of like a AAA game, and it's completely free for you to play. It's not like it doesn't have the level of undercooked, like unpolishedness that you find in this type of free to play games that you normally see. This looks very polished, and it has a lot of mechanics that you would find in normal paid games. So yeah, it's pretty crazy what they're doing with this game, bro. A lot of side quests, a lot of content, like 150 hours of content for free. That is freaking amazing. Like, dude, I don't know how they're pulling it off. I mean, they would make money from cosmetics, true, but still, all this effort that's gone into this game, that's just giving away for free. Whereas you have all these publishers and developers who would easily charge a game like this $100, $120. That's amazing to me. That's just amazing to me. So this is another one that you should keep in your radar and play if you get a chance, because I think it's going to be amazing. And it's we're just doing this weird tiger fight now. I don't know if there's any combat here. Oh, there's some combat here. So here's some combat sequences. Yeah, 100%. I'll be definitely streaming this a little bit. I'll be playing this because I'm so keen. Yeah, 100%, dude. So this is the combat is like obviously very heavily inspired by like wuxia style combat, and which is very refreshing. It's not your typical hack and slash. It's got a lot of the even with the movement system, a lot of flying and floating, you know, like you see in those kind of movies. It's pretty cool. So yeah, another game to be hyped about. Yeah, anyway, so many games from East coming, and I feel like we can't keep up anymore because there's so many. But I'm so glad that they're stepping up their game and actually getting the recognition they deserve, because it's about time. It's about time. Yeah. Next game, I was thinking. Oof, I don't have the. What the heck is happening here? What? Oh, sorry. I'm actually. There's a. I don't know how to say this name. Well, I actually saved the wrong link, so I just keep opening up the same freaking video. It's so annoying, dude. All right, this is the game that I wanted to show you. It's called Kaidan. It's an FPS, but it looks interesting, I thought. So let's check it out. It's not Kaidan. Not Kaidan. This is Active Matter. That's not what I wanted to see. God damn. Wait. Oh, wait. Anyway, now we're here. We'll check it out too. Active Matter is a FPS as well. So let's check it out. It feels a lot like. Well, we'll check. Let's see. It's kind of a. I don't know what to think of it really. It's kind of like an extraction shooter, I think. I just saw it pop up, but I didn't really check it out until now. So this is the first time I'm seeing it. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm watching it for the first time with you. I just wanted to save for the stream, so. Digging the tanks, yeah. You got some robot dogs, zombies, weird black thingies, wall running. Apparently some weird off-roading. It's like Gravity Rush. You can change the gravity. You're just walking on the roof and shit. Yeah. Yeah, it's a. I thought it was kind of interesting. Just got 3 people running at you, people on the roof. Weird time, man. Kind of giving like Stranger Things vibe a little bit with the tentacle dude things. Yeah. A little bit of Resident Evil vibes. Yeah. So I think it's a multiplayer game, obviously, by the look of it.
What are you risking online?
Yeah, it's definitely an indie game. It just got announced in Gamescom. Let's see what I can find on Steam, because Steam is always a good source to find information. Alright. Active meta, there you go. That's it. Whoop. So this is join dangerous raid for loot or intense PvP battles in this new realistic military shooter set in the fractured multiverse. Okay. Let's keep going down here. There's more information here. So here's what it says on the page. You are an operative stuck in a time loop. Okay, time loop. Alright, didn't expect that. Always brought back from the dead to the same point. So like respawn? What are they saying here? Time loop. Oh, okay, right. Choose your loadout and enter quantum unstable zones reach with active matter. So I'm guessing those black things were the active matters we saw. The most valuable and the most... actually, not the black things. Which were... I don't know if I saw it correctly. But what are those black things? The most valuable and the most dangerous resources in the multiple. Fight against rivals from other timelines, survive physics-breaking anomalies, and try to stay alive. Harvest active matter, gather loot, and extract to a safe place. So it is an extraction shooter. That's what it is. Active matter change things and bend space and time. So you might encounter operatives and other survivors that lost their mind and humanity after exposure to this substance. Alright. I mean, the whole premise sounds pretty interesting. Expand your syndicate base, upgrade your arsenal. Cool. Alright. Yeah, okay. So it is an extraction shooter, essentially, where you deal with just looting and then have some PvP and then you get to a point and then extract. Every time I hear the word syndicate. What happened? Assassin's Creed? Syndicate? Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that was a pretty underrated game. That was actually a pretty good game. But people gave shit for it because at that point in time, people were getting fed up with the AC formula. But looking back, it was a pretty solid game. Yeah, so active matter, there's not a lot of information other than that it's releasing. Planned release date is 2026. I thought it was interesting. If you had to describe this shooter, active matter, what would those be? Rooks for life, bitches. Yeah. Destiny. Yeah. I would say it's giving me like Doctor Strange, like in terms of world bending space-time vibes, plus what's that other game? Rainbow Six Extraction. You know, the not Siege, but the new one that didn't work out with the aliens. It giving me that. So crocodiles getting shot at. Yeah, it's always fun to shoot crocodiles. But yeah, I don't know what the deal with tanks. That's actually, I guess it's cool. Cool. I don't know whether it's just tanks. Maybe you have like a whole arsenal of vehicles that you can have access to. Maybe aerial combat as well. I'm not sure how far it goes. All we have seen is mostly just first-person shooting. So it will be cool to see more of it. It says similar games as Call of Duty and Delta Force here. Well, we'll see, huh? We'll see about that. Alright, so moving on. The next one that I wanted to talk about was actually this time Kaidan, or however you want to say it. I don't know how you would say it, but let's... It's better be freaking Kaidan. Yes, it is. It is actually. You finally got it. So this to me was one of the standouts. So let's check it out. It's again set in a kind of a Asian setting. But check it out. It looks kind of cool in a weird and quirky way.
In return, hunt down those that hide.
Whoa. Oof.
So go now and slay Seeker.
So, just to be clear, I haven't seen the full trailer. I've only watched like the first 5 seconds. I'm like, okay, I'm saving it. All these trailers are like that. I haven't seen them. Look at that.
Lest you wash up again on my shores.
It's like a kind of weird and quirky samurai with like a Souls-like setting. That's just giving me that. Yeah. I don't know if there's any more information about that Kaidan. Yeah, it's that's the same trailer. So we just got 1 minute trailer, official reveal. There's a movie that came. Oh, okay. So this gives them a little bit more information about what it's like. Kaidan movie is a Japanese horror movie that came out 11 years ago. What does Kaidan mean? Maybe ghost or something, haunted? That's interesting. It's like a horror survival kind of thing. Let's see what we can find. Kaidan on Steam. Steam is the way to go. There you go. A little bit more information here. All it says here is, you can see, right? Okay. Caught in the web between life and death, you rise as a seeker, having struck a deal with the envoy for a second chance. You're cast back to your once tranquil land of Ikaguchi, instructed to tear the voice from the throats of the chord bearers. Whatever that means. Do you know what that means? He got wrecked. Yep, he did. Maybe this just because he's just starting out. Alone or with yeah. Endure the weight of madness throughout desecrated temples, blighted villages, and realms with the mist between worlds is thin. So it's a survival horror, maybe Souls-like game, it looks like. Again, we don't have a lot of information here. The developer and publisher, Fifth Column Studio, has no other games in Steam. So this is again one of the sorry, that was loud. One of the new ones that are coming out. It's a new publisher, new game. Everything's up in the air, dude. We don't know what we'll get. But it looks promising. The concept is original. All these Eastern devs are coming up with these cool original concepts, which is so amazing to see. Cosmic horror. Yeah, okay. PvE ninja third-person swordplay gore. It says cosmic horror. Okay. Alone or with friends. Strategize carefully as you endure relentless descents. So it's a co-op. It's a co-op game. That's interesting. What do you think of this? What do you think of Kaidan? I think that is promising. It looks promising to me. But until I see a lot more of the gameplay, not really sure. Most commonly referring to Japanese ghost stories or tales of the strange. Ah, okay, that explains it. Yeah, there you go. So what we can be expecting is essentially boss battles that are inspired by these Japanese ghost stories, I would assume. So you play as this samurai ninja character. Looked like a samurai to me. And you go through, you probably maybe relive these ancient or like folklore, almost like ghost stories of Japan, or tales of the strange, and you kind of battle it out with these bosses that are inspired by those stories, I would assume, which actually makes for a pretty interesting premise. I would definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. I don't play a lot of horror games, but I'm into the Japanese horror. I really do I do dig it. So I will check it out for sure. Definitely. But we don't know a lot, so there's not a lot to go on at this point. Wishlist, man. Wishlist, definitely. Add it to my wish list. Alright, so moving on. Talking about Souls-like games, I did talk about this briefly in a previous stream when we were checking out the Gamescom opening night live event. Yeah, there was a game called Valor Mortis. We quickly sort of brushed over that at the time. We didn't really talk about it a lot, but it looked yeah, cool, man. Sounds good. I'll be wrapping up in soon too. But yeah, it looked to be a first-person Souls-like game, and I wasn't sure at the time when we were checking it out, like how that would be working, because it's a first-person Souls-like game. So I was very curious to see how they would actually pull it off. And there's a video on IGN that they're talking to the developers of the game, talking about how that works. It's the 8-minute long video. We won't check out the whole thing, but they're essentially saying how it can work as a Souls-like game in first person, which I thought was pretty interesting. So let's quickly check it out.
One of the most exciting announcements at this year's opening night live was Valor Mortis, a first-person Souls-like game from one more level. And I'm here to talk to the game's director, Radoslav, all about the game. Now,
we are creators of Ghost Runner. Checkpoint system, locations.
These guys made Ghost Runner.
Some new paths, new secrets, and on top of that, you have this DNA of Ghost Runner, the pure action, excitement, and we think that we are pushing this genre forward a little bit, because what kills genre is the stagnation, and we would like to push it forward a little bit.
Yes, there are far too many third-person Souls-likes, and seeing the Souls-like, how does dodging work in first person? I presume there's no roll.
It's the mechanic that is very crucial. I mean, when you are dodging it, because this is also main difference. You are the hero. You are not observing your character fighting. You are basically feeling that the tension, the immersion is much higher in the first person. You feel every blow from the enemy. When you dodge the...
So essentially what they've been saying is they managed to do... so if you play Souls-like games, like iframes is a big topic. It matters. Iframes basically refers to invincible frames, where when you dodge, you get like this moment of invulnerability, where you are completely invincible from the attacks of the enemy, where you're able to just dodge last minute. So those frames matter very much as when you play Souls-like games, because that window is very small, right? But it's doable, it's achievable because it's third person. But when you do it in first person, how do you achieve that is the problem. They're not giving away too much. What they're saying here is they managed to achieve that in a way that signals to the player that they're doing a dodge while you play the game. They haven't obviously shown it out in the cinematic trailer. They haven't got any of those details, but they're just saying that they figured it out and it feels good. So we just sort of have to take their word for it at the moment. But essentially that's how they managed to pull it off, like, you know, first person Souls like. But it looks pretty interesting. The setting is pretty interesting. I still want to see a lot more gameplay and how it actually plays before I decide whether it's worth my time. But you know, it's there. Apparently they cracked the code on, you know, how to make a good Souls like game in first person. It comes down to how good the dodging feels, how good the attacks feels, you know, how they have set up those hitboxes. They matter, right? So let's see what they've got. We've got nothing to go on at this point, but I think this is still one of the games to keep an eye on. But yeah. Anyway, I've got my last trailer for today before we wrap up. Actually, I have a game to check out as well. But before we go into that, I wanna pay your attention to this game. This is a game, as I promised at the start of this stream, a game coming from India. So we've been getting a lot of games coming out of India lately, which is quite promising. Some of them are promising, some of them, to be honest, do look kind of shit. So yeah, bro, home base. So some of them looks very promising. There's an I forget the name. I did mention about it before, but this one is another new trailer announcement, which is also coming to PS5. I don't know when, but it is coming. So I just wanted to check it out. I haven't seen the gameplay yet, I haven't seen the trailer. I just saw the thumbnail pop up. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta check it out on my stream. So I saved it to check it out here. So let's check it out. It's called Son of Thanjai. Thanjai? Dude, I don't know if I'm butchering this name. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. Son of Thanjai. Okay. South Indian. South Indian. That's new. Didn't expect it to be South Indian. Yeah. Okay. So the setting must be like Kerala or something? I don't know. It's pretty cool. Cool. I mean, in terms of how it looks, debatable. Getting Age of Empire vibes, yeah. No gameplay or anything so far, but it looks to be all in-game, in-engine cutscenes. No pre-renders or anything. I have no idea what the game's about though. I see just like some ritual taking place here. Some festivities happening. This looks like Unreal Engine 5. I could be wrong. Based on that hair physics. Okay, okay. So, third person melee combat. Ooh, okay, what's that? Dude, Dude! What just happened with that sword? The sword is also a weird... Okay, alright. Well, we didn't get a lot. We didn't get a lot here. We didn't get a lot here, but interesting, huh? Step into the shoes of the King Rajendra Chola. Oh, I do know about the Chola Empire. Okay. Torn between the duty and destiny. So it is a historic setting. Son of Thanjai is a cinematic single player. Son of... Oh my god, I can't type. Oh, it is there. It is coming to Steam. Uninterested. I mean, I'm still interested to check it out, but I don't know what to think of the game yet. It looks alright. It looks like a PS3 game, to be honest. It could look better, but I'm still keen to check out something that's coming out of India. Well, I want to give them a chance. But I have at this point seen games that looked marginally better than this game. Thanjapur is no longer the empire you left behind. Whispers of unrest echo through its temples and streets, blah blah blah. Okay, so it's giving like all the show us the comments. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a little bit more information about what this game is about. So it's not really, it's just giving some context as to the setting. Okay, here it says cinematic action adventure epic. Yeah, okay, cool. Very straightforward single player game, it looks like. Comments. Let's dig into some comments here. This is an indie game made by a small team. Please don't spread negativity. With a little support from us, they can do really well in the future. Yeah, I believe so. I believe there's no hate. This game, for an indie game, it looks pretty okay. I'm pretty sure they still have a lot of time to polish it up. This is probably an earlier build, you know. Look at this guy. Best of luck, guys, from Sri Lanka. That's my home base. But yeah, I'm keen to give it a shot because I still want to check out games like this and, you know, support these guys. But I still would like to see a little bit more gameplay as to like how it plays and stuff, because all we saw was just a little bit of just the snippets of hand-to-hand combat. But it looks like there's more than that to it, given by the weird sword bending thing. So the spiral looking sword, yeah. So it looks like there might be a little bit more to the combat. I know, it's crazy. So I would like to see that in action, despite, you know, the looks of the game. If the game actually plays really well, I'm in. I'm all in. Because, you know, people give a lot of shit to games like Rise of the Ronin, for example, which looks actually shit for a AAA game. For a AAA game at full price, Rise of the Ronin looks shit. But the gameplay, the combat, it's actually very, very good. It's so engaging. I actually ended up playing it. So the looks don't always matter, you know. But yeah, I'm keen to check it out, dude. I want to see more of this game just to get an idea of like why, like what's it about and how it plays. It's a great setting. I love the fact that it's set in an actual historical setting. I don't think we get enough games like that. Apart from the games that we are now getting from the East, it seems to be almost all the games coming from the East are actually set in historical settings. They're playing into the lore and the history of their each country, respective countries, which is amazing. We don't get a lot of that in the West here, so it's just amazing to see that happen. Why are people getting mad over indie title? At least the Indian devs are trying. Yeah, man. Where are the hate comments? I haven't seen any. I don't know what this is saying. What's this saying? See original. What? Okay. It didn't translate properly. It's not getting translated, bro. I don't know. Why there no purple hair? Check. Unique setting. Indie spirit check. Cool looking dude check. I don't want to discourage fellow Tamils, but this work carries the name of our culture, so we should polish and refine it multiple times like the standards. Karachi or Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, 100% agree. I hope they do polish it up. I mean, this is just an early build. Like I said, they will have time to polish it up, and they will eventually do that. You know, and even with the other Indian games that I have seen, they all seems to be pretty focused on like the North India specifically. So it's cool to see something coming out of a South Indian setting, which is fantastic. It's fantastic. I'm all in, dude. I'm all for it. So let's see how that turns out. The wait is over. We get Son of Thanjai before GTA 6. I don't know if you'll get it before GTA 6 though. That's a stretch. It's coming out on May 2026. People are here criticizing the game. Bro, who is criticizing the game? I haven't seen any of these comments. Everyone's pretty positive in the comment section, bro. It's like love from India. The wait is over. People are here. Yeah. Tamil-based game obviously isn't on par with other modern games, but big respect to the devs. You see, everyone's pretty encouraging in this comment section, but apparently there were some hate comments. I don't know. Filter by new comments. Yeah. I did the top comments. Finally, it's happening. Great work, guys. See, it's all like happy. Graphics is bad. Of course. The face and eyes reminds me of PS2 games, PS3 game. Okay, so those are the ones. India, Tamil Nadu. Bros playing into the division, bro. Like, it's Tamil Nadu, not India. It's proud to see Tamil video game in PlayStation. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, well, most of them are pretty encouraging. Some are just, calling out the bad graphics. But it's an indie game. You can't expect it to be in the same level of graphical fidelity or quality as a AAA game. That's an unrealistic expectation. We don't know what the budget for this game is either. It's pretty early on. We don't know what the final result will be. This is just an announcement trailer. Yeah. It's got from Lanka. So everyone likes the song. It's been years, yeah. True. I think they'll get there. I mean, I think this year alone we have seen so many games being announcements coming out from India. That hasn't happened in the past decade, right? So I think they're starting to get there, which is awesome. I think in the next couple of years we're going to get a lot more Indian made games coming out in mainstream media as well, not just like some Steam game. The fact that these are actually now being released on PlayStation, Xbox, that's a massive step. So I think eventually India will get there. India's still in, to me, I even did a video on this, like the rise of the Eastern devs, like I think about a month back. And I was talking about how, Japan has always been there, and now Korea is stepping up into the gaming scene quite heavily and coming up with like awesome titles. China is there now. China is like really stepped up their game within the past year alone. They've been making like the what do you call those, like anime style games. They've been making those kind of games, but now they're really stepping up the game in terms of like AAA level blockbuster type games, which is awesome. And India has just started to get there. They're just starting now. They're still at that infancy stage, but I think give it a couple of more years and they'll start showing some promise as well. So I'm really keen to see where India goes within the gaming industry, because there's a lot of lore that can be explored within just India alone, and there's those stories are waiting to be discovered by the rest of the world. So I'm keen to see where that goes. Yeah. So yeah, that's the trailer for Son of fuck, I don't know how to say it. Thanjai, Son of Thanjai. And I will keep an eye on this and keep you guys updated as more information drops. But at the moment, this trailer is all we've got. We haven't got any more details. So let's keep an eye out for that one. Alright, so just before we finish everything, I have one more thing that I want to check out, which is a game that just got released called Herdling. And it's a cute little game that I thought I would check out in the stream before we wrap things up. I do have a little bit more news that I want to get through, but I think I'll save it for the next stream, to be honest with you. But because I want to really check this out and see how it is. So let's do that. So this game is a indie game called Herdling, and it just got released on Xbox Game Pass and I think on PS5 as well. It's on PS5. And it's basically like a... Yeah, what is this shit? Yeah, I don't know a lot about the game. It seems like you are playing a shepherd of some kind. Those things from Star Wars. Nah, that's what I thought as well. But that's not really it. It's you play as some kind of a shepherd, I think. I'm not entirely sure how the game plays. I've only seen a trailer, so it's not something that I've been interested. But I saw some couple of gameplay shots, and the fact that it just got released, and I just wanted to check it out and see how it plays and what it's actually like. So let's see. It's not a very big game. It's a very small, quick game. To me, it reminded... already feels sad. Yeah, it reminded me of Journey. You remember Journey? Okay, so you're this little boy in a big ass jumper sleeping on the railway or some shit. Yeah. Okay. It is quite sad. Yeah, it's giving me Journey vibe. Like, it's kind of like, weird, serene, calm, also sad kind of vibes. But I wasn't sure what to make of it, because it looked like you're herding like a bunch of animals that look kind of like those things from Star Wars. I know. Oh, you can run? Oh, there you go. You can run. I was like, that is so slow. It's gonna take ages. Okay, so you go through shit like this. Oh, is that one of those Star Wars things? Yeah, there you go. Oh, okay, you just went right through it. What are you supposed to do here? Oh my god. Can I? Yeah. I don't know. It's not giving me anything. I'm pressing every button. Oh, okay. Am I supposed to pick this up? Oh, okay. Cool. And now what? Remove bucket. Alright. Cute. Tame. Okay. Oh shit, okay. I'm just gonna go random name. Gada. That'll do. Giant skunk. Yeah. Guide Calicorn away from you. What? Okay. Away from you. Okay. Shoo! Shoo, Calicon. Oh, so you're herding. Jeez. So this is the whole game? I hope it's not the whole game, dude. So just like... Wow. Okay. So like... It's like maneuvering a boat, you know? Like you gotta like sort of push in the opposite direction to make it go the other way. That's what it feels like. So you go this way and they go that way. You heard this way, they go this way. I don't know where you're supposed to go. I think you're supposed to get out of the parking lot, I think. But can they like flip these cars? No, they... Okay. He can't flip the car, so I have to make them go around. Jeez. This way. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Double press B? Oh, okay. This is so slow. Is it turning with you? Oh no, you have to keep pressing RT. Alright. Interesting. When I saw like the gameplay, like screenshots, it was like in a field, not in some kind of a skanky ass alley downtown. So I'm not sure. Yeah. Hey, look, we actually have little skanks. You're right, those are actual skanks. Now what? I have to open this door. Push to move forward. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I would keep playing this. Kind of boring. Come! Come, you little thing. Oh my god, okay. I don't know. It's not for everybody, for sure. But if you're in a mood to like play kind of a... this kind of game, just where you want to like herd some weird sheep, this is the game for you. You can name them whatever you want. I'm gonna name him Kambala. Yeah, it's got nothing much other than just you herding some weird sheep thingies. Yeah, I don't think there would be much of a progression to this game because this is actually what I saw. I wasn't sure how fleshed out or like enjoyable it would be, but it's not my kind of thing. It's not my kind of thing. What can I say? Yeah, no action, bro. No, but no one's flying a jet right over your head, or you know, dropping bombs or anything. Nothing like that. You're just herding some sheep across some valley. Anyway, yeah, it's a good game if you want to just chill and not do anything and waste your time and not think or anything like that. This is, I guess, the game for you. If you're into games like Journey, the Flower, you know, remember the Flower there where you just play as a petal and you just like glide across the field? This is that kind of game, and you will enjoy the heck out of it. It's a little bit slower than that, but yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it. It's definitely not for everybody. Okay, you're going past 10. I know, right? Oh, I should wrap it up. Oh, it's 10:30, so it is time to wrap up. Oh, hey, Pretty Place. Hey, Becky. Welcome. You have joined at the very last minute I'm gonna be wrapping it up soon. But I will be coming back on Wednesday. I'm gonna call this one Iunja. Don't know what that is. Yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap it up here. And thanks for tuning in. Wednesday, I will be going through. I mean, I'll probably have a lot more stuff to go through, but there's some of the stuff that I didn't talk about here today. I will be going through then too. So tune in on Wednesday, which is the mainstream. And yeah, I will see you then. And thank you for tuning in, brother. You always do. Make sure to just join me right on time. Don't be late. Don't be late. I'm gonna hold you to it. All right. Yeah, Becky, what's up? All right. Let me just quit the game first. Oh, god damn it. All right, cool. Alrighty then. Wednesday it is. See you at 7. I'll be starting at 7 on Wednesday, so tune in then. Alrighty then. Thank you. Oh, I wanna try something different on Wednesday, by the way. Because we sort of been chatting around and doing this stuff. I wanna try some like cool little things on Wednesday, so tune in on time because we're gonna check it out and see how it actually goes, because I'm trying to find ways to keep shit interesting. So hopefully this could be the way to go. So let's see. All right, 7 o'clock, brother, on Wednesday. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna hold you to it. Nice. All right. Okay. Bye-bye. See y'all. Oh shit.